I'm going to share a little bit about what it's like after a child passes away and, what happens when they're on hospice care and things like that. And so I'm reading from my book that I wrote about our situation. And so the hospice nurse arrived at our house not long after she passed away, probably an hour or so. They checked her, they called her time of death, and then she asked us to collect any narcotics that we had and pour them out. And so I don't know how I was functioning at all at that point. Everything was just so, such a blur to me now thinking back about it. The nurse said that she needs to go to the forensic center for an autopsy, and nobody had mentioned that before that time. And so it was a little shocking, but also I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care at this point. And so that was because she had suffered shaken baby syndrome, so they wanted to do an autopsy, a forensic autopsy. So around 6 a.m. an ambulance came to take her to the place that the autopsy would be done, and they entered the room to take her out of our home. And my husband, he was very thoughtful, and he was like, I don't think you should be in here to watch them take her out. I think you should just go on out, and that way you don't have those memories. And so I waited outside. They placed her, onto the gurney to bring her out of the house. And they put her body onto the ambulance. And the motherly side of me was it was screaming within me, get on the ambulance with her. She's alone. My baby's alone. Get on the ambulance with her. And so those were some very deep, unexpected feelings that I had going through that time. And so I was having to convince myself during that she was truly gone, that she was never coming back, that this wasn't just a hospital visit. And I watched the ambulance drive away. And that's when it really became real, because the ambulance was gone with her body, and I had to go back into her home where she wasn't there anymore. And so that was a very difficult experience to go through. And so I'm sharing that just because I like to share parts of my story. I don't know who it could help. You could be someone on here who might be experiencing something similar. Somebody on hospice care, whatever it is. I just share this so that maybe it can help you to prepare for some of those feelings that I wasn't prepared for. So you can find my book, Going Through Trials with God by Sierra Cook, on Amazon. And I hope that, by sharing these things with you, that it's a blessing to you in some way.